How may I help you?
Hi. I recommend you stay calm enough for Eckhart Tolle's mom to be made proud and neglect to let stress buried way down from all my visits to this drive-thru between yesterday and now press or even barely way down your present headspace about the wherefore, for what, whom, whence, where, and how of whichever disturbing request surfing the crest of a tsunami of jumbled jargon is destined to manifest any second now as a long-held carnal addiction to Darwin award-winning bargains on bar-worthy garbage starts to become an alarming projection barging out of my face to exacerbate my exasperating nasty taste for snacks that change my natural flatulence into actual biohazardous waste in the form of a glowing crimson stained paste floating into distant space at a ridiculous pace as if it came from a laser.
What'd you like?
Don't interrupt me ever again. Please serve me a Slurpee, but stir in a clump of the squirming, murky, gunk-covered, pink, dirty, stinky sink slurry, hurriedly turning furry since a week before, I think, Thursday, which just happens to be the 1-month anniversary of when dishwashers Ernie and Bert staged a walkout called the shot-taking in the back office drunk as a skunk boss is out, heard the highest tower living powdered wigs on powered chips with flowers sticking out their trouser clips, shouting, singing loudly, hoot and holler out about getting lit with all the cooks in broad daylight, a bunch of fuzzy cussing smug mug dumb punks trumpeting some hugs and much love bunk on without much of a lid on the fun stuff or even at least some kind of bumbling hid hush hush, mid-lunch rush, unpaid coroner's bills roaring in the oven still, 5-0 knocking, something spilled, no one mopping, plus a couple dozen sobbing hungry junk food love struck crusty customers chomping at the bit out in the lobby probably wanted some disgusting orders to be filled. The unskilled, sweating, orange and yellowy, family-friendly, silly, washed-up, stuffed puppet, stud muffin, scrubby muppets from the streets, specifically 7th Avenue and West Sesame, respectively, turned so cold and raging blood-curdled stomachs churned so angry they could kill, did a thorough sweep and fully scrubbed their workplace calmly. Underneath the surface, I assure you they were far from chill, boldly burnt their paychecks on the grill, folded both their aprons up and placed them gently by the till, and even though they were scheduled to stay till 8... rang up their shift meals, unchained their big wheels, and straight up flaked on this infinitely dumb, ill-fated hearse, chase, pig, cat and mouse, dog and pony act, curse, tanked, rigged, not your homie, worst case, big, claustrophobic, birdcage, gig, locked and loaded, third-rate, rinky-dink, monster stop, turnover rate, rockin' workplace, stinky jinx, germ-filled brig of a sinking ship, pretty sure both turd brain, twig like worm-shaped, middle-aged, first-grade, kid-sized, bird-leg twerps with their own unpaid bills to burn in the furnace may have quickly went from slobbering and struggling for slop and suffering under the shockingly sloppy control of snobby senior McOfficer slobs like rodents to explosively stomping out forever without so much as a couple little moments wasted on a paper-scribbled notice. Anyway, yeah, I want one fun bucket of the scum-encrusted yum crumbs from your filthiest sink, just plumb pumped and dumped via funnel into my ugly, squishy, weird, icky, thick drink. Blink!
And then?
All the coffin zombie and a rotten coffin causing salty sausage combinations y'all can possibly offer me with long sides of savage, bloody, licious nausea vomits, and I'll try the new awful, use caution, blue waffle, uber soft serve, ice cream fudge style, diarrhea sludge piled high into a cup with viruses and numerous lightly bogged down, tight and clogged and clotted vital arteries. Oh, which reminds me, I'm supposed to mention that I'm on the John Brower Minute diet for 1% off of my order before taxes and fees, and that's about it for me, please.
And then?
Alrighty, listen, ma'am. We can just cut out the middleman. Let me wriggle in the little drive-thru window and lie down upon and wiggle amid the bugs and bagels and human DNA and crusty ketchup bottles on the fabled sweat, tear, spit, puke, mustard, poop, and blood-layered, putrid, crud-flavored, ruined prep table. And dude, let's do this. You personally for once, not your Soylent Green vendor, overlord, evil machine, royalty, class destroyer of world's employer, the stick is lumbering off and profiteering off of slowly off on all our peers, but you, the annoying choice of poison given voice of reason, soy person toiling loyally for the dreams of the leader, working for the proverbial man eagerly turning up inside the coil of the speaker. You can just kill me right now.
And then?
Go on and bada bing, bada boom, that after throat chomping, go ahead and bone stomp and loot my broken body. Go ahead and prop me up in a lounge chair with a towel shrouding my brown hair in the loud square downtown where my foul air and powerful owl scowl stare is bound to scare crowds of children and pigeons and crows for about 1,000 years or several hours or a few minutes or at least 2. But before you do, be sure to raid my skull and diligently scrape and ladle out any and all remaining brains of JBH into a bowl to be made into a savory special meal we title Slippery Soup of the Human Soul. This may be sold to a whole hellish horde of cooped up, whiny, wide-eyed, screaming, honking, hangry folks who happen to be piled up and stuck inside the drive-thru line behind me at this very moment. Go ahead and serve me as a Macho Man combo with lots of McNachos, hot dogs from Chicago, chock full of chocolate popcorn top gelato, and followed by optional sides of fried dry white rice, bite-sized lime pies, Five Guys style fries, rye rinds, plain dry Mai Tais, made bright by the nighttime fake limelight shine of a dying red around, find a mate-time cage crying live wild-eyed firefly, and a house-provided kind of moldy pile of vile old Hawaiian rolls, not unlike the kind you might find on the side of the road. That entire troubling recital doubles as my last will and testament. Upon my hands and knees and head, I beg for a nice cold chocolate chip ice cream bowl blessed with death and actual pestilence. Actually, I'll try the biblical combo with the original 4-course man meal of the apocalypse. So throw in your handmade war and famine, eh? With an extra quart of high-mileage, pre-owned, lightly used mayonnaise for dessert. And of course, I want to chase it with some bruises from a 42-pound hammer on all 5 sides of my skull with zero mercy. I need to make sure it hurts non-stop and not in bursts. Lock this order in, blah blah blah, I consent and understand I'm liable. My answer is final, no more and then, I'm over it, that's all I want, I'm pulling around my vehicle. Signed, Joel. And then, as the filet guy feast gains way, an 8 or 9 police-trained thief and killer hating grade A GSDs and Great Danes begin to get in my defaced remains pre-decay and eat me bone steaks in the back 40 beside the freeway behind BK's grease-stained cheap plain green and gray hexahedrons of waste renamed dumpsters. Lie back and lie at the junky food abusing monkey brain confused consumerism enslaved and doomed and chain ganged public, making them think there definitely is not, in fact tell them there never was any major clear and present danger. Just advocate they stake a claim on shiny trinket street and jump right in the picket fence life and strut their stuff and work away literally half their time alive awaken up to slowly save up so much creepy junk they may not need or want or like or ever see or even touch until it's eaten up by flying moths and walking bugs or at the least forgot amid the tall grass fuzzy moss and rust and plus a bunch of branches, brush, cobwebs and bunnies made of dust. And easily the most often cause of a surplus of all this is loss of time or loss of love. Get in line, strive to rub shoulders with Mr. Goldberg bucks in front. Yeet and yank and break some teeth and kiss and push and pull and shove, bully style. Grab a corporate ladder rung, don't climb the slide or try to draft some crazy pulley system up or reinvent the wheel or think or go outside the box. Don't you dare escape the sterile, straight and narrow, maybe try to stray the H away from bums and waifs and pharaohs, plus beware of any scary eye contact exchange with crazies. Disdain deranged, angered, rambling crusades made by brain-damaged, hairy, wayfaring, van-dwelling, barefooted, lazy, ambling, rampaging, life-wasting strangers. Hey, rat, can you hear me now? Grasp your magic, fragile, span of attention, fragmenting, wiretapped, plastic-backed, imaginary, action-packed, and cash extracting, cracked, glass screened, and tracked, and maddeningly fascinating, and convenient, rat-trap, gadgetry, enthusiastically as we program, skew, and juice control, and hack and dull your mind, blindfold, and tie and gag you telepathically. The fact of the sad truth matter being that trash-chewing rats consuming fat-inducing mash / accumulating sad and few and tiny bites of cheese unhappily are sadly ignoring the patterns and tragically exploring the path of tactically spelunking forth into the treacherous caverns born by their own expanding casual apathy or massively deadly lack of any kind of self-esteem thanks to being raised with 2 eyes taped and glued at TV while practically any actionable growth comes grinding and screeching and crashing to a gradual halt. As atrophy actually takes full control of body, mind, and soul, bulldozing competence and slowly squashing cognizance, while not so common sense clobbering subconscious messaging is ominously telecasted at the feet of the populace, approximately inches past the ottoman, on screen between the vowels and the consonants, and lines of nasty pixelated non-stop talking bobbleheads to trick you into thinking that is probably obvious. You need to keep up with the Joneses home and dominate the black and causing yellow-bellied greed and envy instead of being glad to be alive, divine, and free to passively sit by, erratically speak your mind or whatever else you want to try while wandering through life atop a 3D green and dreamy rockin' space beneath the watchfulness of either nothing or the entire cosmos some call Allah, God, or Zeus, or loving Providence, or Lucifer, YouTubers, Monopoly, Money, Call of Duty, Cupid, or often something truly stupider entirely. We seem to go into sleep mode, see no immediate evil between eyelids that are conveniently squeezed closed, reach the conclusion that less than peachy life outside our box is all a prank or a deep hoax. We blatantly steamroll not only our neighbors and strangers and favorite peoples, but since all of us are connected, also our own peace, hope, freedom's a niche goal. Yet some people seem to be gullible, naive or blinded by their lighted bubble enough to feverishly believe we're all being treated by the system on a level that's equal. Beep, 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 beep. Oh. Dream over. Rise and shine, rat. Go along at work, get high, get drunk, have a smoke, get fat, procreate, go broke, go die. Gong. In the meantime, distract yourself with corporate manufactured so-called songs some broke lost ghost John Doe wrote for the throngs as the bloated dome icon gloats in his dope coastal home in the hills and openly boasts of quote-unquote having it all. Choke while you start to gasp and gag and grovel in the gravel, grovel, gravely grapple for survival at all and crawl. Don't see the barking big dog wizard billionaire nervous sweat and snarl on the curtain's reverse side, or the broken dark-minded suicidal guy that's dead inside who hides behind the whitewashed smile of your idol, or the terror outside the wall. An ideal and favorite token, nameless, faceless, rodent robot of the month goes straight, hopes for the bonus or bogus 40-cent raise, and therefore unquestioningly obeys, makes no waves, craves no change or commotion or hustle other than the race to the end of the maze and the days and the bustle of the crazed cheddar-centric trash snack, scarf, and junk coveter scuttle. It shows complete devotion to its master, or it's breathless, dead, and over with. It puts the lotion in the basket, or else it gets the hose again. It puts filtered, polished selfies and boundless amounts of smile emojis and its exact location at all times upon its Facebook page. Or else it waits to Zuckerberg himself with loaded guns and all his Dobermans inside its home with friends. It stays hopelessly lost in all types of various mazes of twisted matrices, simply covering payments for the backhanded comfort of a rat nest bubble, the average one of which here in the States at least is suffocated front and back with more than 250,000 things and lots of ugly cluttered stacks of absolutely worthless plastic rubble that'll all or most at least almost completely choke every single creature of the ocean and roast the planet's ozone layers someday. But activists who care about what's happening to God's creation are actually just flip-flopping, trashy, lippy, rainbow flag lifting, nasty, ragged hippies and wishy-washy crying pacifists who need to grab a pacifier. So don't worry, be happy, stay tired and soft, eat fresh, eat fresh. Lick your fingers, hit them all. Get tracked and chipped as if you're a dog. Receive the mark of the beast, swipe the plastic till your mind's gone, or at least all the cash is. Send faxes, swing axes, pay taxes on your casket, and that's it. Back to eternal blackness. Hope you had a good trip. Classic. Yeah, sick. Make sure the anchor is cast in, securely fastened, but swing for the fences. Come in through the mental detector and check your creative imagination and passions at the entrance. Work your whole life for a pension. Wait, guess again, friend, cause when it comes time for the end and your body is broken, we'll simply take and spend on ourselves every cent you have left, kid. Beat it, freak. Head to rent-free Tet Street, Skid Row in central LA. I hear the weather right now is a total 10 and all week. It's been great. Treat your spazzy self to a chill pill. Just do it. If you can afford insurance like the rest of us, it's cheap. Eat it and peace out. Reach into the the nut trap. Eat the government cheese now. Cheaply gorge your gorgeous self on an exceedingly greasy stream of grossness with an excess of MSG, please. Don't think freely you'll retaliate or be reading or speak easy or freak out. Do what makes you numb inside and taste right, rat. Think outside the bun. Psych, scumbag. Know your place, slumped over, dosed out on legal drugs in a cookie-cutter home over in the slum burbs. Don't fight back. Slumber to the max. Bite the curb. Have a magically delicious snack of my leftover crumbs, sir. Bet you can't eat just one turd. Save money, live better, shop, spend, eat big, think small. Don't you dare dream what change or be different. Bow down to the almighty dollar, worthless peasant. Do anything except consciously express resistance or even try to remain present. Be yourself. Go nuts. Just as long as yourself is gluttonous. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, said the sheep. See, you can trust that it must be eat safe, cause Mick D's gang just didn't have to reach way into their deep safe to pay Justin T. Lake a measly $6 million sum someone's grunt thug stuffed in a briefcase to not only cap that he's tasted their grub, on top of that, for decades to come, or seemingly something like eternity, on TV commercial seen by his friends, his mom, and even potential dates, boldly saying the strange claim that he's loving it. Maybe he was just young or dumb or drugged a bit. You'd do worse for a lot less cash. A lot. Facts, dude, that's true. I don't live in a vacuum. I'm the first to admit I'm every bit as much of a vulnerable, ad-skewed, working-class rat as you. I'm living with a pretty good ratty top 3 city on my skin forever as a sick hashtag Zach original tattoo. Shout out Tic-Tac-Toe, New York, the jungle made of metal, Octothorpe, live, laugh, loot. Just kidding, on the ground guy, pound sign, lick that boo. Shop till you drop, see a treat, grab two. Blindly memorize the sad, mindless ad tune with basic rhymes designed to mesmerize, sidetrack, and distract you. Yeah, woo! Once you pop the top, the fun don't stop. Munch and chop a Pringle-flavored Twinkie probably sprinkled with infections and insect-infested rat food. Ingest your toxic nightcap drinky, put on your nightie and just head to Betty by President Van Winkle. That's cute. What's in your wallet? You deserve a break. Come to the hut, shove somewhat edible stuff in your mouth. Pass go, collect $200. Pay tax on that. It's your money, rat. You need it now. Get on that wheel. Run around, quench your thirst and get your wings rodent. Taste the bursting rainbow as it's sure to cause sugar crash course curses to be cast upon your mouth. Have it your way, chief. Have an exaggerated and grand blast. Where's the beef? Where's the saturated and trans fats? Where's the grief? Followed teeth, browning, climate changing, tasty, slimy, cancer, moldy garbage. Hasten down, scamper out. to the golden arches. It's greasy, right? Grab it now! It's feeding time! Have a cow! Chow down ferociously on carefully chosen hormones and payloads of dangerous pathogens that have been manufactured, assembled, and then delivered straight to your house by teams of basically free-wage slaves in different states at top speed while you slouch in illegal weed days face down half asleep on the couch. Act now, because we know now how, for many, the game ends in gaining thousands of pounds, wasting away, waiting around, draining wallets, pacing, pouting, flaming, scowling, hating, howling, grazing, cowering, straining, shouting, slaving, scrounging for the paper brown thing. Hey look, a crappy crown. Miss Liberty says as she lifts her lamp towards heaven's door. Give me your tired, your poor, your jackpot-seeking, trash-food-needing, cracked-out, huddled cowards tracked and scouted by receivers in the towers, dashing out and spending hours, days, weeks of precious fleeting life and lines around the block with massive frowns to gulp a rancid, nasty meal of karaoke glop with burial sauce and makeshift happy down. Who's laughing now? About now, your rat brain looks at the trapped bait, thinking this is textbook substance abuse, not the best look, unbecoming of you, and perhaps you should just quit. But unfortunately, the Subway sandwich commercial was specifically structured by some type of science geek to subliminally command your insubordinate subconscious to submit to the master plan of masses of fat pack rats packed in stacks on racks and crammed in cans, placed in a maze once a day to be chased and then chowed down upon by the pie chart looking all consuming, no face having corporate packed man. Wrapped and ran, checked and tapped and zapped and scanned and sapped of can, vigorously regurgitated into the street at exactly 5 p.m. Extracted from extra scattered clan, detached from natural, packed with pocketfuls of salt packets, fattened up and cracked in half and slapped around and flashed in pan for ever on chickening out. Clucking, downtrodden, triggered about nothing, and slithering south, ducking out and slipping in through sideways slits and back alleys on the shivery side of town, tucking bellies over boots and smelly open booths over in the opium smoking section, hoping to make express delivery to mouth of yucky plates of chips and dips and corpse of poisoned fish or caged up chicken, spoiled pigs or raped and ground up roid rage yummy cows, digging in, chowing down, eating up, pigging out, cashing in, clocking out, proudly racing down and out and bowing down at altars made of no-good hood rat bars where foul-mouthed, powerhouse, scowl-frowning, loudly shouting clown people cower in the corners and the shadows sourly and power down all complex thought and let the alcohol devour 'em, where in the ashy gray fleeting time between eve and night, in alleyways where shadows barely can be permeated even by romantic light streaks cast from cheap flashing neon signs that seem to send a self-thwarting warning cry to walkers of the street all night, preceding early morning passers-by. Behind these walls, demons definitely reside, but Stephanie, please step inside. The defeated dark bar seated toxin drinking oversized peon patron closes eyes and bows his head and loudly sighs at being peed upon by life, thinking happy hour is an ironic title when inside his mind it's never-ending rage-filled screaming time. He's talking trash to children on the streets, feeding on bite-sized trash which kills him while he eats, increasingly feeling like trash a little more every time he speaks or openly opts into buying sadness as he trashes everything he knows about logic and common sense and knowingly knocks back a highly taxed concoction of toxins that mocks him from inside the glass till he's quite trashed in a feeble effort to black out and forget the hopeless social construct of the broken rat world. All around him, rat-tailed, fat stale, frat male, sad-failed hobos having no plans but to smash ale, catch a rail, and not hurl, scurrying a snail trail marked by multitudinous, harshly rude and surly remarks which hail down upon and sail around all types of beautiful, pale or tan or tatted or blank or thick or thin or broke or making bag or modest, but usually the hottest, scantily clad, bratty rat girls. Rats all-consuming the cheap rat poison by the barrel drum. Last call isn't at the bar but in a car with stupidly unruly, truly squirrely new friends driving erratic, very drunk, masks on ratty faces, never receiving but desperately needing a figurative reading of the riot act and maybe a very literal vicious scary beating prior to and after that. I'm teasing, ever dreaming of a life with better meaning yet lacking any aptitude for adapting a halfway passable knack for that, never eating the red pill needed for going deeper down the rabbit hole. In fact, work, consume, sleep, consume, work, consume, sleep, consume, work, consume, Sleep, open your eyes, get on your feet, rat. Stop dreaming, get back to business. Your boss can't joyride across the tracks and laugh at packs of crack-addicted rats in boxes, huts, and shacks and tents and sacks inside the safety of his bulletproof brand new golden Cadillac without the teeth of each gear, the critical wheel cogs, lug nuts, bolts and balls and arms, battery cables and factory welds, chassis designs, cylinders, pistons, axles, and all the unseen actual magic beneath the beeps and whistles and bells, yet not unheard. Matter of fact, we need to exact our abstract thought, see where the power that drives the whips upon our backs is actually at. Ratty faces of road raging, stinky, hopeless, stone agey, gross rodents racing, coexisting at all ages on jumbo, so low or no wages, chimney rats on river rafts, tripped and trapped by the gimme this, gimme that, all you can eat, all knowing, all powerful, all tragic, all horrible, Richie ratchet, wrong way, wretched racket, long lines of bathtub traffic, relaxation records, spineless self-defeating, spiral fire, diving, masochistic, life despising, tapping different apps on apple glass and hoping tacky sex of fat and classes, Big Mac show up, grasping at plastic straws, bound for seahorse butts and dolphin throats, to momentarily drink the carbonated acid sauce inside a paper cup that's diagnosed as deadly but disguised as soda pop, prone to total overeating till the mostly broken motors blowing smoking hot, sofa plop, mochaholic, token doobies, doing dabs or drinking liquor, watching porn, abusing hits of feel-good hormones such as serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin all day long inside the mobile home and doping up with other ugly drugs from dawn to dusk to dawn again like Crackhead Hunter probably does with Sleepy Joe inside the Oval Office, smote with glop, throw to the palm from early on and known to loaf a lot, like a cop ignoring protocol for COVID-19 quarantine and loading up on holy crap that got down at the only open donut shop, diabetes paid for by you and your bro, he knocked out with his elbow in a flying tackle, right before he point blank shot him in the back of the head and sat upon his neck and looted the body while they listed it as a COVID death. All this for looming inside the Bass Pro Shop and lacking mask while black. This unlucky dude I just drew up was truly doomed to shop until he got really dropped. Just like all the voter-chosen, ogre-owned former assets of the homeless folks that got hooked on in droves, both coke and rock drove in by not-so-secret agents of the CIA and agents of the totally not CIA and supposedly covert ops that most forgot to endless blocks of segregated blacks in inner cities all across the USA, a total anti-joke and loathsome crock bestowed upon this torn apart and almost broken house has slowly been divided up against itself, but that's a well-known story to go into and unfurl another day. Too long to go ahead and whirl into this already overflowing, overblown, ongoing, forever poetic swirl in a world where Knick-knack-addicted rats are played by cats while Knick-knack-addicted rats are played by cats while dogs hog all the bones. That's why this old band's my rolling home. Also, why don't do songs only poems? I don't do songs only poems. In all seriousness, I beg of you, fellow rat, run.
I'm a rat, so at least that's what I'm supposed to be. All this cheese, my cholesterol rising. Information given out to